Hi, I always wanted to test this before I get started with my thoughts, real quick. This is the microphone on the camera, and this is the microphone in the car. I'm using Bluetooth, to play my music in the car, but I always wondered if it uses the microphone that connects the phone to the car so I can be hands free. And I'm not sure which microphone is being used, so kind of testing it now. This is the car. This is the phone. All right, I can play this back later. Anyway, I just very excited about the Windows Phone or Windows 10 Continuum, which is supposed to be the desktop like or more like a tablet like experience on a phone when you blow up on a big screen. I mean, it's a really cool idea when you can take a simple tablet or your phone. I'm sorry, your phone, and plug it in to an HDMI output of the phone and display whatever you want on a big screen. One thing that hasn't been explained yet, and maybe I haven't read enough about it, is if the Windows 10 Continuum can operate Win32 and .NET applications. I'm curious about that because can I run Sony Vegas? Probably not on the phone. I think the phone won't be able to handle because it's too much processing power. But can you run other Win32 and .NET applications that are proprietary to certain companies? So let's say you're a company, you've been in operation for many years, and you have a Win32 app that your employee use, and you just haven't had the time or the investment to upgrade the application to work on Windows 10. Windows 8 or Windows 7, right? Well, Windows 7 is besides the point, but Windows 8 or Windows 10 UI. I guess you can call it Windows 8 UI. They haven't really come up with a name for that yet, have they? But anyway, so if I want to run those applications that are connected to databases and is proprietary, it'll be a very expensive development for a company to invest in a separate app that can do exactly that. I'm wondering if it can run that. If not, then you will have to have a developer that's capable of making an application that can run on a phone-sized screen, and also project a larger portion of that application to make it available on a large screen, like a 20-inch screen, 24, or even a 55 or 85-inch screen. I imagine with either touch capability or non-touch capability, you just have to use your keyboard and mouse on a non-touch situation, and so I'm very excited to learn that. But either way, even if it doesn't have the capabilities of running Win32 and .NET and only able to run phone applications, I'm still excited with the possibility of being able to have a larger screen to play with anyway. Because while I am on my phone, I could mirror cast a video over to a big screen either by using wireless mirrorcast, or I can just plug in an HDMI cable and plug it into my TV directly. I can imagine that the higher end it's not going to be called Nokia anymore, but the higher end Microsoft Lumia phones will have the capabilities of mirror casting, which is wireless video, and then maybe the lower end phones will just have a HDMI plug-in. Either way, I'll be happy. Now, this will let you know that I'm with Cricket, and Cricket, as everybody knows, doesn't have that many phones. They have a lot of low-end phones, and they maybe have a couple of high-end phones. On the Windows Phone end, Cricket currently has two in stock. They have a 530 or it's a 535. It's either it's a 530 series phone, and they also got a 630 series phone, which is a 635, which is the phone I have. It's the highest end phone that you can get with Cricket at this time. And so I'm wondering if Cricket is going to be offering higher end Microsoft Lumia phones when it comes out later on this year. Will I buy a new phone anytime soon? Well, the only way I'll buy one is if this phone messes up so bad where I might have to use my insurance, that I pay $7 a month for with Cricket, to pay the $50 deductible for a new phone because I still need a phone to use. But if I don't have to do that anytime soon, then I'm definitely going to wait till the Windows 10 come out to get that phone. What I do like about the Continuum is, well, even right now, as we speak right now, if I change the background color of my Windows 8 computer, it automatically updates the background color to my Windows phone. So there are certain features, there are certain settings that syncs between the computer and my phone. One being the password. Now, we all know that Google Chrome has, the history. You could do history, you can do passwords and other settings that if you sign into your Google Chrome on your computer and you store all your settings in the cloud and all your cache, your history and all that, no matter what computer you go to, that information is synchronized from one computer to another, which is great because if you have an Android phone with Google Chrome and you sign in to Google Chrome on with that same email address, then all your passwords, your information, your favorites, all that will get saved. And so with Internet Explorer on Windows 8.1 on my tablet, I have a full running Windows 8.1 tablet, which is a full-on computer actually. Anytime I save a favorite, it automatically updates my phone with that favorite. So it may take a few minutes, but if I save a favorite and then go off somewhere and I'm like, what was that website again? Oh yeah, it's in my favorites. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And it pulls it up automatically. Now, one thing I don't like is the disintegration of Bing Maps in Here Maps. There are two different companies, Here Maps, Bing Maps. And so because there is two different companies, anything I do on Here Maps, which is the best mapping application on a Windows phone, it uses a combination of Microsoft Bing Maps and Nokia Here Maps. But anytime I save like a favorite place or anything like that, it does not synchronize. Whereas Google Maps on Android, if I sign into my account on Google Maps, it will automatically save a lot of my history, my favorite places, all that gets stored in the cloud so that it also transfers to the phone. So I'm hoping, and I think I did hear somebody mention in one of those announcements that says a deeper integration with Bing Maps, which I'm looking forward to because if that's the case, then I don't have to worry about my favorites. I can just transfer my favorites from Here Maps over to Bing Maps and hopefully still get that turn-by-turn navigation and everything on my Windows phone. Granted, Bing Maps is, oops, dropped my phone. Bing Maps is quite not there when it comes to the same capabilities that Google Maps have. I mean, I have to admit, Google Maps is definitely a little bit more superior than Bing Maps. There are some things that I like about Bing Maps, but Google Maps is a tad bit more accurate. And I noticed that when it comes to searching for not necessarily any addresses, Bing Maps has all the addresses I need to find. But whenever I'm just like looking at satellite view or street view, Google Maps has that on lock. When it comes to address location and accuracy in GPS, Here Maps have that on lock. Bing Maps, I haven't really used so much of that because Here Maps and Here Drive seems to work really well with each other. And I haven't had any problems with Here Maps. In fact, it is so accurate that when I ask my wife, if I'm driving a car and she doesn't really know how to use my phone that well, she has an Android. So she does a Google Maps search, so that we can get directions. Her phone doesn't quite do it as well as Windows Phone does. I noticed that the turn-by-turn directions works wonderfully on a Windows Phone using the Here Drive app, and again, if you save a favorite location, a favorite place in Here Maps, you can pull it up in Here Drive and push that button, and it will take you directly there. So a lot of times, if I'm looking for something on Google Street View, I have to get the address, plot it in my Here Maps app, and search for it that way. Especially if I'm looking for a location based on memory. I'm like, okay, I don't remember what the name of the place was, but let me go on Street View and let me look for this place. Oh, there it is. What's the address to that location? Great. 121 South Street in Pasadena, California. You can put that on Here Maps real quick. Okay, so now you see where I'm getting. If I already know the address, I just put the address directly into my phone and boom, there it is. In the last few months, my wife and I have traveled around our regional area, and we've been using exclusively Here Drive because it's gotten us places and it's been proven it works. It hasn't gotten us lost yet. The only time I got lost was when when there was so much traffic that I couldn't get over to the right lane to get onto an exit. Had to bypass the exit, but guess what? Here Drive says, "Yo, you passed your exit." It doesn't say that literally, but it basically reroutes itself and able to redirect you. So I find it more pleasing, and the lady is sexy as hell, Cortana. Uh, Not as sexy as my wife though. I have to say that, of course. But I have to admit that having Cortana there, as far as giving me direction is concerned, is a lot more pleasing, and I feel a lot better having her there, because if I do make a wrong turn, it says, please turn right in 300 yards, and I'm in the left lane and I can't get over to the right. It does get me back on the right track, and it does a really good job at that. As far as real time traffic incidences, whenever there's an incident on a freeway, I'm not sure if Google Maps does a better job with that or not, but it doesn't reroute like I thought it would. It keeps me on the same path throughout the whole entire time. Maybe that will be improved. Maybe I didn't have much of a data connection at the time for it to get that information. Don't know. Um, Now, this is just talking about Windows 8. Let's go back to Windows 10. Windows 10, just wondering if you can run just about, I don't think any high power applications like Adobe Photoshop, but can you run Adobe Photoshop Express? Or, on a big screen? I think that would be live, because if I could do some minor editing, like, okay, I got a photograph, I just want to make a couple of adjustments, do a little bit of feathering, great, 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 boop, 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 done. You know, I think that'd be great. If all I got is my phone with me, I can mirrorcast my video or plug it in by HDMI, and voila, there it is. I got a big screen that I can work with, whether it's a 20-inch screen or if it's a 85-inch screen. I think that's excellent, and I'm just definitely looking forward to having that power. How powerful will the Windows Phone be? The Windows 10 phone. How powerful will it be to handle large scale applications, or what is the limit, that it can handle? And I think because I think at first Microsoft wanted to release Windows 10 for computers as well as phone at the same time, but if you notice, it got pushed back. Windows 10 is going to get released this summer for tablets, desktops, laptops, but Windows 10 for phones is not going to get released until much later, which lets me know that they're not quite ready yet, and I think they're going to wait. Now, keep in mind, everybody, and I don't know if how many people know this. If you have a Windows 8 phone, Windows 8.1 phone, like a Nokia 635, 935, or a 1000 series, if you got any of the phones that you can get now, when you upgrade you can still upgrade to Windows 10, but you're not going to get all of the features, like of course the second screen and all that. You're not going to get all the features because it requires new hardware. But they did promise that all Windows 8 phones can upgrade to Windows 10 phones for free and get and have the benefits of all those features that it comes with. So I think that's excellent. I think that's still cool because then at least you get the features. You get a lot of the great features that your phone is capable of producing. But it's just like anything else. I mean, like some phones have NFC, some phones do not. Windows 8.1 can do NFC, but the Nokia 635 doesn't have NFC capability. Therefore, that feature is turned off. So yeah, if you get the newer Windows 10 phones that comes with it natively, then you probably will have a lot more features than upgrading from Windows 8 to Windows 10. At first, I probably will do that because I may not have, the funds available to buy an expensive $600 phone. But what I'm looking forward to is that when I do, I can just drop my, maybe Cricket will have a special. Who knows? I could turn in my old phone for the new phone. That'd be great for like $100 off or something. But anyway, I am really excited about these announcements. Xbox getting Windows 10, all the great features, and I think a lot of people are more excited about the Microsoft Surface Hub than they are about the HoloLens. The HoloLens is great, but I wonder how much those bad boys will cost. Just like Google Glass costing $1,000. Now, who in the world has $1,000 who works a regular job, a regular Joe Smack job, has $1,000 to spend? Will they spend 500? Yes. I think a lot of people would have bought Google Glass if it only cost $500. This Microsoft HoloLens is a lot more than what Google Glass has to offer. It has a lot more features. And so I cannot imagine Microsoft charging less than $1,000 for those, because it's a full-on computer and it has a lot more sensors. It would be very hard to sell those glasses for any less than $1,000. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. All right. Well, I'm at lunch right now. I got to go back to work. I just want to throw some words out there. I got words. And peace out. Shiz.